Hi, welcome to video 4 in the 6-part free technique series that I've been doing. Today, I will be sharing how to embrace the intuitive process. If you're new here, hi, welcome. My name is Molly Suplee. I'm an abstract artist based out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and I currently work out of my basement art studio. And over the past 4 months, I've been sharing one free video a month, just sharing some of my techniques with you guys. So welcome and thank you. And the way this video is set up, I'll be walking you through some tips on how you can really embrace that intuitive process, because it can be kind of challenging. It's hard to do sometimes. And then you will see a video of me just working through a couple of small pieces. I won't be talking because I figured it would be kind of hard for me to talk you through when I'm trying to be intuitive with the process. So I'll just overlay some music and it'll be sped up a little bit. You won't see the finished pieces in the end because I didn't completely finish them, but at least you get to see the progress of some smaller paintings. And I'm working off of a couple of pieces where I created the textured base for in video 2, I believe. Yeah, video 2, because video 3 was layering. So video 2, you can see how I started these canvas panels, and then I'm just adding and layering onto them. So let's get into some of the tips. Okay, so tip number 1 is to try to let go of the finished product in your mind. Like if you have a vision of how you want the painting to look, it can be kind of hard to work through the process intuitively because you're constantly trying to get to that finished product. Whereas, your base layers, second layer, third layer, fourth layer will look totally different than your final layer. So, and it's all those little layers that build up that really create that depth and that finished piece. So that would be, I think that's the biggest tip right there, is to just try to let go of how you want the piece to look in the end and just work through it layer by layer and kind of let the layers speak to you. And then another thing that helps with this is having a feeling. Like, how do you want your painting to feel in the end instead of look? Then they can kind of go hand in hand. Like, you want it to feel earthy or rustic, and it can look earthy and rustic, but or if you have interiors that you think you want the painting to live in, like a mid-century modern, something, vintage bungalow, your painting may turn out a little bit differently depending on interiors that you're inspired by, essentially, is what I'm trying to say. So that helps as well. Tip 2 is to embrace the mediums that you're using and just kind of let them do their thing. For example, the mediums I use are very fluid. I use acrylic ink, lots of water. I don't use too much thick paint, sand, coffee grounds. So it's easy for those materials to kind of do their thing. I just, when you pour fluid paint onto a canvas, it's going to go where it wants. It's kind of hard to tell it what to do sometimes. So just embracing that unexpected process and really playing with the spontaneity of the materials that you're working with helps as well. And then number 3 is to try to take your hand out of the painting. And what I mean by this is brush strokes, for example. I personally am not in love with brush strokes because my hand is in the piece and then I can overthink it too much. So if you really focus on pouring the paint instead of brushing the paint on, that really helps with the process, the intuitive process, because you're just kind of letting like I said in the last tip, the materials do their thing, and there doesn't leave much room for overthinking because you pour it on and you let it be and you let it dry. You could also do this with mark making. You could grab sticks from outside or rocks, brush with a stick instead of a paintbrush, or lay rocks onto wet paint, and that will leave a really cool organic effect. Same with coffee grounds, which you've seen me do, and I will also do in this video as well. So just really taking your hand out of the painting, I have found helps me in the intuitive process because, yeah, you're not really able to overthink. So that's why I prefer to pour paint versus use a paintbrush. So those are the 3 tips I wanted to share with you before getting into the demo. thank you so much for watching the video. And I would love if you could subscribe to the YouTube channel, comment below any feedback, any questions. And I've also started a really fun Facebook community called the Texture Tribe. And I've linked that in my YouTube bio. So after you watch this video, you can go over there and join that community. There's a lot of great artists on there, and we're all sharing our art and different techniques, and it's really fun and cool to see everyone's paintings. So I'd love it for you to join us over there as well.